these halls. Now I'm a student here. My name is Izuku Midoriya, and I'm working hard to fulfill my dream of being a true hero. I want to become someone who saves others with a smile on my face. This is the story of how I became the greatest hero in the world.
Hey guys, Jay here with another Smash Bros. Moveset video. Obviously by the intro and the title card, we are going to talk about Deku from My Hero Academia. Or if you're a complete weeb, Boku no Hero Academia. Izuku Midoriya, or Deku, is the main protagonist of My Hero Academia. And unfortunately, in a world with people born with quirks, or powers, Midoriya was born quirkless. It's not until he meets his favorite hero, All Might, that he inherits his powers by eating his hair. Yeah, it's a bit weird, but trust me, this is a great show. I was thinking that for Smash Bros, Deku would weigh maybe as much as Marth, and would have a speed similar to Sheik. So he would be a pretty fast brawler compared to Ryu and Incineroar. Deku's main gimmick, or fighting style, would revolve around his quirk, One for All. The way this would be implemented would be that the more damage he receives, the higher percentage of One for All Deku would use. So basically, this is just Lucario's damage mechanic. Also, Deku's moveset will be inspired by his moveset from Jump Force, as well as his movesets in My Hero Academia's One's Justice and One's Justice 2. A attacks. For Deku's jab, he would punch twice and follow up with a quick kick that has small knockback. For his dash attack, Deku would dash into an extended kick. Tilts. Deku's up tilt would simply have him perform an uppercut. This would be similar to many other uppercuts in the game. Deku's side tilt would have him kick his leg out forward, extending the kick as much as he can for a quick swipe. And Deku's down tilt would have him sweep the floor with his foot. This tilt doesn't cover too much ground and is a variation on one of his One's Justice attacks. Smash attacks. For his side smash, Deku would charge his leg up for a mean kick. Unlike his tilt where Deku would extend his toes for reach, Deku would kick with the whole foot for more oomph. For his up smash, Deku would charge his foot again for a flip kick, where he backflips into a kick. For his down smash, Deku would punch the ground, making anyone near him fall, or, if performed on a character, buried. This would be a hard move to use, but spikes if angled near the ledge of the stage. Aerials. Deku's neutral aerial would have him spin kick forward a little bit, kind of like one of the Mii Brawler's up specials, but obviously it would just be the one spin kick. His forward aerial would have Deku kick outward to hit any foes. This would be very similar to Link's foot aerial. His back aerial would have him turn around and kick his foot out, similar to his forward aerial, but it would have more knockback. Deku's up aerial would have him kick upward, leaning back as his leg goes up. And for Deku's down aerial, he would have an angled dive kick. This would be like Sheik's but wouldn't go down as fast. Instead, it would have more power and would still have the ability to spike opponents. Special attacks. For Deku's neutral special, he would use his Detroit Smash. For this attack, Deku would punch forward with so much force that a wind blast would come from this attack. Getting hit by this wouldn't do too much damage, but if you get hit by his fist with a full charge, you're gonna get some heavy knockback. For Deku's side special, he would perform a slide kick. This would function similar to Mega Man's down tilt, but would have a lot more hits with it. Now I don't know what this move is called, but Deku does use this one in One's Justice 2. Up special lets Deku use Manchester Smash. When he performs this move, Deku would leap into the air and flip. When you hit the special button again, he comes down with an axe kick. But be careful as Deku only goes as high as you let him. If you press the special too early, he can accidentally not gain any height. Finally, Deku's down special would be Delaware Smash, in which Deku would aim forward and flick his finger with enough force to send a gust of wind to hit his opponents. Similar to his neutral special, this attack does more damage by the finger than the blast. But unlike his neutral special, Deku can do this 5 times in a row, since charging this move doesn't change the distance or damage. Final Smash. One for all, full cowl. Deku's face and body get covered in glowing lines as he runs forward a fair distance. The first person to get caught in his way gets smacked into a cutscene, where Eri jumps onto Deku's back so he can release a barrage of attacks at 100%. As this is happening, you can see some shadowy figures in the background watching this happen. After the cinematic, the opponents go flying away from Deku, and anyone caught near the small blast range would also get hurt in small knockback. Other stuff. Small things to mention about Deku. I used his signature moves for his special attacks, and I tried to make the rest leg-related attacks. This is because Deku adopts a fighting style he dubs shoot style, where he fights with kicks more than his hands or arms to reduce damaging them. Colors. Deku's first ult would have him wearing his shoot style costume. Since this Smash moveset revolves around shoot style, this would be the default. His second skin would be based off of Tenya Ida. The third would be based off Lemillion. The fourth would be Gran Torino, who teaches Deku how to use his quirk. The fifth would be Nana Shimura. She wielded One for All before All Might and Deku. The sixth ult would be based off All Might, who gave Deku his powers. The seventh would have Deku wearing training gear, the school training uniforms which were mainly used in the UA tournament arc. And the eighth ult would be the school uniform. I only put this skin here because I thought it'd be funny to see Deku fight in this, considering UA students are not allowed to use their quirk outside of school to fight villains. For his intro, Deku would simply raise his hand up in a fist on stage, exclaiming, "I am here." For the stage, I chose the UA Sports Festival. This stage would transform as you start out at a section of the racetrack where students can be seen running in the background. Then to the cavalry battle where you can see students fighting for headbands. And finally, the arena where you see students fighting in the background one-on-one. For the Omega version of this stage, it would just be the arena ground floating in the air with the crowd in the background. Songs. For the 3 songs, all I could really think of were the first 3 season openings. And why not? These songs are great. Taunts. For Deku's first taunt, we can have him exclaim "plus ultra," a term we hear in My Hero Academia a lot. For his second taunt, Deku can bow towards the TV screen similar to Ness. This can be a small nod to how Ness and Deku are Japanese. And for his third taunt, Deku can start writing notes about the fighters he's facing, something Deku would do when seeing new heroes or abilities. Deku's idle animations would just be his Jump Force idle animations, where he bobs a little side to side in a fighting stance. Deku's first victory pose can have him fixing his gloves while he wears his mask. Meanwhile, Eri sits on his back. This victory pose is most likely to occur if you used a final smash in the fight. Deku's second victory pose can have him holding one hand up in silence as he looks down. This references All Might's pose after fighting All for One. And finally, my favorite of the 3. Deku's third victory pose would have him rub the back of his head with one hand, as his other is in a cast resting on his chest. For the Kirby costume, Kirby would simply wear Deku's mask. His boxing title would be One for All. Okay, time for some DLC ideas. For the costumes, Mii Brawlers would come with a Deku mask and a costume for both genders. an All Might skin for males, and a Nana Shimura costume for females. UA uniforms for both genders and training uniforms for both genders would be available for the Brawlers, Gunners, and Sword Fighters. Obviously, Deku has a next to no chance of getting into Smash, but if this was his moveset, I'd love to play him just for his speedy fighting style. Thanks for watching. It'd be great if you could drop a like and remember to subscribe. Let me know who you want next for a Smash Bros. Moveset. And with that, remember, don't worry about what other people think. Hold your head up high and plunge forward.